Hello, everybody, and welcome to my channel. I am now a graduate. I've got my whole. Where did I put it all? Where did I put it all? Hang on, where's my stuff? There we go. There it is. My keepy. Wait on. I'm not even wearing it properly. It's at the university. It's it's a keepsake. There we go. And it's upside down. So there you go. There it is. Hope you're all doing well. So we have a lot to talk about tonight. There's been a lot happen today. As I said, I missed half of the court. Now I was trying to catch up with what happened today, but those articles are all behind a paywall, and I can't get access to the Sydney Morning Herald, who have covered it. So anyway, that's all well and good. We're just going to do an update of all things that have happened, and we can discuss anything else that's happened. Thank you, Bella. So, and I had my nails done. Look. Had my nails done for the occasion too. So pretty cool. It's funny, the hat's sitting on perfectly. It was funny, as I went to walk across the stage, I felt the hat slipping, and I actually thought it was going to fall off my head at one point in time. So that was my fear, but it didn't. So I have to find a spot for my hat now, or my mortar. So I know that Google was cross-examining Barilaro today. As I said, what I saw, they were asking about videos. Could you please and talk behind stage for a sec? Yes, I can do that. Hang on, I'm just trying to find something here because they've changed it all. So there's the link. So yes, so I want to talk about Ash Barty. Ash Barty shocked the country tonight, and I think the world, by announcing her retirement. So I want to talk about Ash Barty's retirement. A couple of weeks ago, in fact, just a few days ago, we were told that Hillsong had released a statement about some allegations made against Brian Houston. Well, he decided today to announce his resignation from the church, the organization. So he's now cutting ties with Hillsong, which again is very interesting. Want to talk about the case, some court stuff. I can talk about KJ if you want to talk about KJ. I haven't really been following. And yeah. Oops. I know Bella. Hang on, Bella. I think. There we go.
Am I off screen?
You're off screen. Sorry. Yes.
Hi.
You're on screen. Yep.
I'm on screen.
Yep.
Am I off?
No. Hang on. Okay. So we're going to just talk about all of this, all of that stuff. I'm just seeing what's going on. What's going on? What's going on? So we are going to start off with, as I've just got home, so I'm just sort of sorting stuff out. Right on. Right, so if I put you on, you're now on the stream. Yeah.
Okay, so they can't see me.
No, they can. They can't now, but I can't see you or hear you. Hang on. So hang on. If I do that, yeah. Right. Just hold on. So let's get started and see how we go. Hang on. How is everybody? Okay, so let's start off with Ash Barty. Okay, so Ash Barty. So she has decided to retire from tennis, currently the world number 1. All right, so she made the announcement via her Instagram account. She says, I don't have the physical drive, the emotional want, and everything it takes to challenge yourself to be at the very top level anymore, she said. I just know I'm absolutely spent. I know physically I have nothing more to give. And that for me is success. I've given absolutely everything I can to this beautiful sport, and I'm really happy with that. I know people may not understand it, and I'm okay with that. I'm just happy. I'm ready. And I just know at the moment in my heart for me as a person that this is right. I've done everything. I've done this before, but this is a different feeling. I'm so grateful for everything tennis has given to me and done for me. It's given me all of my dreams and more, and I know the time is right for me to step away and chase other dreams. And put the racket down. She turns 26 next month. So she won the Wimbledon, French Open, Wimbledon, and the Australian Open. She's been number 1 for 121 weeks, and a stint that included a streak of 114 consecutive weeks, which is the 4th longest in the WTA Tour history. She's also accomplished doubles player. So she said, I had a gut feeling after Wimbledon, and there was just a little part of me that wasn't quite satisfied, that wasn't fulfilled. And then the Australian Open came along, and that for her looks like that was what she wanted. And I've said it to my support team multiple times. I just don't have it in me anymore. So there you go. So there you go. She's just decided to hang up while she's on the top. Is it a good thing for somebody to end at the top of their game? So there's been lots of tributes towards her. I think she's committed to playing the Billie Jean Cup, which is the female version of Davis Cup. Simona Halep says, Ash, what can I say? You know, I have tears, right, my friend? I will miss you on tour. You were different and special, and we shared some amazing moments. What's next for you? Grand Slam champion in golf. Be happy and enjoy your life. Petra Ketravos says, Ash, I have no words. Actually, you are showing your true class, leaving tennis in this beautiful way. I'm so happy I could share the court with you. Tennis will never be the same without you. Admire you as a player and as a person. Wishing you the best. Ash Barty, Andy Murray says, happy for Ash Barty, gutted for tennis. Kokonakis. Happy for Ash Barty, gutted for tennis. Yeah, so Kokonakis said respect. So what do you think about Barty finishing up? I have to say I was a bit shocked. I think the American is the one that she hasn't been able to conquer yet. Yeah. Thank you, Bo. How are you? We're just talking about Ash Barty and her resignation. Well, her retirement. Sorry, not resignation. Retirement. So it was a bit of a shock. I mean, as I said, she's ended on top, which I think is really quite amazing. So let's go to the other big news. And I noticed that I have to say, Katie Joy hasn't picked this story up. Or has she? I haven't checked to see whether she has. So my stream's all over the place. So Hillsong Church founded by Houston resigns after internal misconduct investigation. So he has resigned. Thank you, Kamala. So the Tiger Lily liked the didgeridoo. Yes, I know the didgeridoo was amazing. Yeah, my name was I'll have to find it. I didn't hear your name. I was in the middle. It was bizarre. It was weird. So he's resigned after an internal investigation found he behaved inappropriately towards two women. We looked at this the other day, and because remember there is when he went into a woman's room for 40 minutes, doesn't remember what's happened, but knows it was 40 minutes. And then there was the staff member that he sent text messages to. So the acting head of the church made an announcement at an emergency all-staff meeting today and said Hillsong will launch an independent review of its governance of its governance structure. He read a statement by Hillsong Global and Australian boards which said, we'd like to advise you that Pastor Brian Houston has resigned as Global Senior Pastor of Hillsong Church, and the board has accepted his resignation. He said it was time for a humble reflection for the church and thanked Mr. Houston and wife Bobby. We understand there'll be much emotion at this news and we share these feelings. We ask you continue to pray for them. And that change is needed. So there were 2 incidences last week that were investigated. So the church said that Mr. Houston was under the influence of sleeping tablets, which he became dependent on, which when he sent the texts. And then the other incident occurred during a Hillsong conference and said that Mr. Houston was drinking with a group after being locked out of his room, ended up knocking on the door of a woman he met earlier. The woman, who was not a member of the church, spent 40 minutes with him, said there was no hanky-panky. That's what they're saying. So the board said the investigation from Mr. Houston became disorientated following the consumption of anti-anxiety medication beyond the prescribed dose mixed with alcohol. The investigation did not uphold all parts of the complaint, but important elements of the complaint. So ultimately, it found that Brian had breached the Hillsong Pastors Code of Conduct. So hang on. Okay, let's try this. Hello, Bella. I'm hoping you're here. You here, Bella?
Yep.
Okay, yep.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Happy graduation.
Oh, thank you, Bella.
I seen it, and
You
I
watched
said, yes, I did.
That was, yeah, that's good. I thought I'd share the link.
Yes. I wouldn't miss it for the world.
Oh, thank you.
Now, I'm going to show you something else.
Yeah?
Do you remember me?
Yeah, you look familiar.
Okay.
Mm.
I thought I'd share it.
Okay.
Happy graduation, and it was a fantastic night. So
It wasn't, yeah, well, the thing was, is that the small hat or mortar was too big, too small, and the medium one was too big. And as I was walking up on stage, I could feel it falling.
Yep.
And I thought, oh no, don't let it fall, don't let it fall, don't let it fall.
You should have brought bobby pins with you.
Well, I didn't think about that. And then after that, after I sat down, and for the rest of the time, it was fine.
That's how it always is.
Yeah. So have you? What's the latest on the Katie Joy stuff? Have you been following that?
Yes, I have. It's really funny, and we have to put a huge trigger warning.
Yeah, I've got a
on
trigger
it
warning.
tonight.
Yeah.
It's a huge trigger warning.
Yeah, what's she up to now?
Going through the Bible again.
Oh no, she hasn't gone through the Bible again.
And she's been going after that woman too. What's it? The one starts with the M.
Miranda? Or Melanie?
Miranda.
Thank you, Karen. So she's been going after Miranda again, has she?
Yes, and apparently another couple of people have filed lawsuits against her.
Right.
So I'm wanting to see who it is, because they're keeping it underneath the table at the moment. So
yeah, I mean, it's interesting. I mean, I'm actually looking at, with what's going on with the John Barilaro case.
Yeah.
If they really wanted to really go hard, they could actually put Google into proceedings, because, this was Barilaro's thing, but Barilaro, yeah, because Barilaro sued Google because Google didn't find the information incorrect or hateful or anything like that. But if those people complained to Google, many of us flag videos from her anyway, and they do get reviewed. Imagine how many they get reviewed. But it would be good just to know that one day that the flagging, resulted in a video getting taken down.
Well, less than 1%, 0.01% of videos that people end up reporting actually go down. It seems
that's right.
Like YouTube don't care. Now, I'm going to say something, but I'm not going to say the name. You know what's going down on YouTube at the moment with certain people.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And that is nasty. You don't do those sort of things. And what else can you say, Joe? You can't, and it's not the right thing to do.
Yeah.
And that's why I come on your panel, and thank you for letting me the last time.
That's okay.
And saying that positive thing, it needs to stop before somebody gets hurt.
Yeah, as I said, I've been watching it, so I know what's happening.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's
But do you agree with me when I say?
Oh yes, yes.
It needs to stop before somebody gets hurt. You never know who they're mentally unstable. Those people we're talking about, these two people.
Yeah,
I know they're mentally unstable.
But yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Which
only
I'm not
opinion,
gonna.
it's not fact. Remember, it's only opinion.
Yes, it's only my opinion. It's not a fact, but
Yeah.
in
So
my eyes, it's childish. So,
all right. So look, I want to show you this because I found this.
yeah.
I've just logged on to I've just gone into the Instagram. Now, this is a little bit funny here. Let me read this to you. Info, please read. If you are new here, I am not anti-religion. My channel on YouTube and all social media discusses and exposes dangerous cults. I've extensively covered many groups over the years. I have a very good idea if a church is or not a cult. No, I do not think all churches are cults. No, I don't think all Christians are in cults. Remember, cult leaders can take religion and twist the teachings to suit their needs. No one would join a group that is as off the wall as what I speak about, so they have to appear somewhat normal to people. They mask their deception around mainstream religion when they are anything but mainstream. Cults I have covered in the past include Hillsong, well, she hasn't recently, Bethel, IBLP, Jehovah's Witnesses, Scientology. When did she cover it? Can someone tell me when she covered Scientology? People's Temple, Jim Jones, Bren Shamblin's Remnant Fellowship. This is just off the top of my head. Again, I don't hate religion. I don't hate abuse. You should too. It's offensive to use faith to hurt someone. Please be angry at the cult leaders, not me. Thanks. And then Toad says, all religion sects have the right to exist until they become abusive, at which point when they need to be exposed and dragged into the light, which means he's supporting her. Someone writes, when is that even who even decides that line when it becomes abusive? Rhetorical question, of course, you're being kind. And he wrote, you need help figuring out what's abuse? Sorry to sound crass, but seems like an easier thing to decipher. But it's not, though. Of course, there are big, obvious actions that most can call abusive. But for all the more quieter ways, abuse is largely subjective. For example, I find your condescending reply to a step to be abusive, and you obviously do not since you felt fine posting it. So there you go, which is true. So apparently she covers Hillsong. The biggest story about the Brian Houston having resigned is huge. So, she's got another Duggar wedding thing here. So she's back on to the Duggar. Apparently, there's a Duggar wedding coming up this weekend. But they're not public figures anymore, are they? Are the Duggars public figures anymore? Thank you to everyone for their congratulations. Hello, Cal. How are you? How was your first day back at work? So, Jeremiah Duggar and Hannah Wiseman are set to wed this weekend. They showed off their wedding certificate. What's your advice to them for marriage? Mine are, Hannah, you have the right to say no to intimacy with Jeremiah, and you do not need to be his helpmate. Jeremiah, just because she's your wife doesn't mean she's property. Also, don't be like your dad and Josh. What advice is that?
KJ wants to keep them famous because that's what her subs are interested in looking at, is a Duggar content. She's losing subs at the moment.
Is she?
You can say how many.
Yeah.
They're coming off like the bucket loads. Because they don't hear the Duggar content anymore.
Well, I know that lots of people have said they're sick of the cult content. I mean, and she's overboard with it.
And that's where she took out her Bible and started preaching.
She did it again, did she? Again today.
Yep.
Oh, really? Oh, dear
If
me.
she doesn't take it out, she talks about it. She's never covered, in my eyes and my, in my opinion, Scientologists or Jehovah's Witness.
I don't think, well, the only time she's mentioned Jehovah's Witnesses is with her ex-boyfriend, I think.
Yes.
I remember she covered Hillsong at one point when there was the rumor about Justin Bieber training to be a minister. I remember that one. Gwen Shamblin, she covered the plane crash or her death.
Which one was that one?
Gwen Shamblin.
Okay, yep, I remember that.
When there was a plane crash, she covered it. So yeah, and then she went on a bit of a thing, but yeah, it's really bizarre. I'm just not. There has to be something happening behind the scenes to have all of this stuff happening, in my opinion.
You know what? She comes up with so many things that it's hard to keep up with her. Like her story changes like 3 or 4 times within 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But I don't know what to say. So
No,
hopefully justice gets served and all those victims get the justice that they deserve.
Well, apparently on the 7 on the Without a Crystal Ball or Clue page, they've just posted on. I'm looking at this for the first time today. One of our 7M members was being followed around as they drove around Burbank and surrounding areas. This person was in fear for his or her life and tried to lose this stalker on many occasions, both on the streets on the freeway before finally evading them in a crowded shopping centre. They were driving a black Volster with a red trim, and we have got the license plate. We did not engage them as they could be a psychopath, but we were in fear for our lives and safety and well-being. This is what Katie Joy and her reporting is doing. It's putting innocent lives in danger. Think twice about who you decide to support as you're an accomplice for this behaviour. How is this helping anyone? How would you feel if this was you or your loved one? That's pretty bad, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It is very, very bad. And hopefully the people that she's hurt, she's talked about. She spun stories and webs and lies about. Hopefully that they get the justice that they deserve, and come to a sense of peace of it. You know what, I was happy. She kicked me off
Karen or a Katie or a Catherine.
she kicked me off the panel, like, you know, of her live streams, KJ.
Oh, did she?
Because I tried to voice my opinion. But when I come to the other side of because I had Twitter for years, many years, and I seen the other side, and thanks to a couple of people.
Take a phone call. I'll be with you in a minute. You keep talking. Keep talking.
Are you taking a phone call?
Yeah.
She told me, gave me the strength and made me the person that I am today. So
okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. It took a bit longer than what I thought.
I can't pronounce their name. Sorry, it starts with the M-A-R.
Marmaduke.
Yeah, she asked me how I found you on YouTube.
Oh, okay, cool.
And I just told them the story how I come across.
Oh, okay.
You in the street. I was just sort of asking if they wanted to know anything.
Oh, okay.
And
now, according to this Without a Crystal Ball or Q, 7M lawyers are, starting to do, cease and desists, or in Australia they're called cause notices. Feeling much better back in the office tomorrow. Are you, Rufus? That must be good. Is that the first time? that you've been in the office since COVID? Rufus, much better. Cool. I was in the stream where you talked about me. I've been wondering about you ever since and how you found Joanne. Yeah. Cool. All right. So I've been trying to get an update on Barilaro today, but the only people that are covering it are people where you have to pay for their articles. And I'm not really I don't want to do that.
Okay, can you just wait something?
Yep.
Sorry, what's her name again?
Marmaduke.
Marmaduke asked, I was in the stream where you talked about meeting Joe in person, being wondering ever since about how you found her on YouTube. As I said, I was looking at bullet journaling, and one night I was looking at her live stream. I was actually looking at a few of them, but I was looking at her bullet journaling stuff. And I was sitting there watching your live streams, Joe.
Yeah.
And then I come up and I was too scared, actually, because I did want to come up and thank you personally, because those words do touch me every day. And that's how I found you. I just found you through the bullet.
Wow.
As soon as I wrote bullet journaling, and I had to look at you, literally. I was staring at that screen with your photo on it for 2 hours. And I was looking, and yes, it was you. So when you said to me that night that because I noticed in the Christmas, the Salvation Army tag.
Okay, yes.
And there's somebody else that you know, which I don't want to mention their name on screen, okay, out of respect, that you know. And I talked to this person, and this was way before I found you.
Okay.
And you actually changed my life around. And I said, then you gave me the spanner, or whatever you call it, the wrench.
Oh, yes,
and it just made my life, like, seriously, I cried at the moment.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Well, Kel says he found me when Jordan Shanks was a hot topic and not so fun. Well, interestingly, I've just found an article on Cal's just just don't worry about that. Yay, you remember now, Rufus. Yay, welcome. Says Judge's extraordinary spray for bully-friendly Geordies. See, I missed all of this because a judge has sensationally slammed online comedian-friendly Geordies as a bully over what he described as a shameful and disgusting video in which he racially attacked former Deputy Premier John Barilaro. Mr. Barilaro is suing tech giant Google for damages over its failure to remove 2 videos posted by former model Jordan Shanks to his YouTube channel. The federal court had previously heard Mr. Barilaro was considering hurting himself and withdrew from politics as a result from videos in which racial slurs such as painted, the word, which he says painted him as a corrupt con man. Mr. Barilaro sued Mr. Shanks over the video's buzz and secret dictatorship, however, settled last year over the content creator apologized and edited both videos. However, the former member, Barilaro, pursued Google in the federal court over its failure to pull the videos. The court heard that when Mr. Barilaro was asked by one of the videos by a journalist in 2020, he criticized them as being raceless. In response, Mr. Shanks posted another video making similar claims, his barrister said. Like many bullies, Mr. Shanks can't take it if he's called out and has to lash back with more bullying, Justice Reyes said. And that's what we say happens, Ms. Chrysanthou says. That's shameful. I mean, they are just disgusting, Justice Reyes says. In the federal court on Wednesday, the trial entered its closing stages as Ms. Chrysanthou began her closing arguments. Ms. Chrysanthou said Google violated its own policies on the use of racial epithets by allowing videos to stay up following the complaints. Now, interestingly, one of the points that Google made out was that, which I said in the video, was that when they were doing their settlement with Shanks, some of that he didn't ask for all the racist stuff to be removed, only some of them. There's been a grotesque ignoring of these policies by Google in deciding to leave this material up. Then that is improper and that's bona fides, and my client has given evidence that he is upset about it. As well, they failed to fact-check any of the claims in Mr. Shank's videos, which were disputed by publicly available information and news stories. Well, I've fact-checked them myself. The court heard that in one video, it claimed Mr. Barilaro was trying to drive young people out of his electorate to increase his chance of being re-elected. And it's frankly absurd and cannot stand up to any sort of scrutiny by any person with half a brain who can speak English, Ms. Chrysanthou said. Is that a racist slur?
Not really, in my eyes.
But that's that could be offensive.
Yes, it can. But it's not racial slur.
No. But she's saying that if you've got half a brain and can speak English, then you shouldn't believe it. If we want to turn it around the other way. I'm just playing devil's advocate here.
Yeah.
Earlier, Mr. Barilaro was grilled by Google's barrister, who asked the former Nationals MP about the state of his mind when the videos were first released. The court had heard Mr. Barilaro had threatened to quit New South Wales cabinet and walk away from a coalition with the Liberals because of a dispute about the koala policy around the time the videos were up on YouTube. So Google is saying that he had a whole pile of things happening in his professional, like in the politics, in politics, in his private life around these times. Google was trying to imply that maybe he was just a little bit more sensitive because of what was going on in his life. He agreed the videos, which depicted Mr. Barilaro as a bribe-taking crop-cum man and mocked his Italian head, came out when he was in a fragile state because of the dispute within government and the death of his father in 2020. So he was in a fragile state. Question about another friendly Geordie's video he posted in December 2021. Mr. Barilaro agreed he'd not ask Google to take down the video until after a deadline on settlement offer with Google had expired in January 2022. He'd previously told the court he felt Google never acted on complaints about the video because it wanted to pressure him into a settlement. In a video questioned with only a tongue emoji, included brief excerpts of evidence Mr. Barilaro gave to the New South Wales Independent Commission Against Corruption probe into former Premier Gladys Berejiklian. It showed Mr. Barilaro being asked about the disclosure of intimate relationships and followed by Shanks explaining that someone purporting to be Mr. Barilaro had an account on Ashley Madison website. So Mr. Barilaro has denied having an account on the website, and Mr. Shanks said in the video it was possible that someone could have created the account. For me, it was just like another video that was just another video of harassment, if anything. I don't recall it actually saying that I wasn't being truthful. It reflects on the Ashley Madison account. It reflects on evidence at ICAP. It leaves it in the air for the public to consider what was in the video. It leaves it hanging. It's the sort of horrible video I've received consistently. He, Mr. Shanks, covers himself and qualifies himself quite well. Now, this is the thing. This is what made this video clever because it doesn't actually come out and say that they're linked. It's saying it could have been somebody else, but it's up to the viewer to decide that question. So the barrister said there's never been any suggestion that there's any defamation imputation in that video that you've given evidence. You've never told Google in any other way that you think the video was defamatory of you. So far as it deals with your ICAC evidence, you didn't tell Google a reason to take it down, save for what we saw. Give Google an extra good reason to take the video down might have helped. So Mr. Barilaro, whose marriage ended last year before it was revealed he commenced a relationship with his former media advisor, said at some point in time, you've just got to focus what you call out. In my mind, Mr. Shanks qualified everything he said, which I thought was clever on his behalf. Mr. Barilaro told the court that's all he had to do. The court heard Google previously removed a different video which accused Mr. Barilaro of adultery. Mr. Barilaro's barrister, Mr. Chris Anthony, said that Mr. Hendlesky's questions Mr. Barilaro culminated in a suggestion that Mr. Barilaro lied to ICAC. When asked how he felt about the questions, Mr. Barilaro said he was taken by surprise. The defense from Google seems to be defame me further. That's how I feel this morning, he said. I just want this to end. I've had enough. The hearing continues. So that's what's happened. So I don't know. I think Cal's right. I mean, counterclaims. I don't know if there's going to be counterclaims, but I don't think it's going to necessarily stop because, you know, we had the article the other day that ICAC was looking at some stuff. So there's questions to answer for him. So yes, they've started closing arguments. So Google has admitted that it was defamatory. Sorry for yawning. That everything was that it was defamatory. Google has stated, yes, your feelings were hurt. They're just trying to mitigate the loss now. Mitigate everything. So that's my understanding.
Is this the one that got the mistress on the witness stand? This case, or is it is this a different one?
The witness, sorry?
You know, the mistress on the witness stand that's always on Channel 9?
No, that's not that one.
Okay.
No.
Sorry.
No, that's all right. Probably another 1 minute. Yeah, Cal said it's juicy. Yeah. And it's interesting because, look, I would have loved for them to have done the truth defense on that. But here's the issue, and I said it in the video that I made, that his lawyer, Barilaro's barrister, submitted all these videos in as evidence, but yet got really upset when he was being questioned on the contents of those videos. So you can't put them in. I mean, she has. You know, when you talk about putting them in as evidence, well, then when they start talking about it or they want to discuss it, then you can't object to it because you've tendered it as evidence. So, yeah. But anyway, that's how I see it.
A nice photo, by the way, of yesterday of your child being up
my daughter,
on
yes. My
daughter,
yes.
Yeah,
yes. No, she is beautiful.
How was her graduation?
Oh, good. Really good.
Good. Did she what area did she graduate in?
She did so I was in arts and education doing music. She was in biomedicine doing dermal science.
Okay. So that's good that you both graduated a day apart.
Yes, it was. Hers was a 4-year degree. Mine was a 3-year degree. So
what do you plan to do next?
What's she doing? She's working.
No, you.
I'm doing law. So
yeah. So what next step are you going to take?
So once I've done the law degree, I'll probably then I'm going to focus on the music aspect of the law in music, you know, the copyright, social media.
There's so many areas of it.
I wanted the subpoenas to come to light. Cal, I wanted the subpoenas to come to light as well. I wanted to see what was in the Treasury documents as well. I was a bit disappointed that Google dropped that. That defense, but I've discovered Google's actually been in trouble before, which is interesting. I actually was reading. I've been reading some cases. Copyright law is a nightmare, says Andrew Hansen. Yes. So I was looking at a case involving Google. Let me find it here. And it talked about a Google search. It's actually in my textbook. And I'm not up to that part yet, but we're going to get to that part. Where are we? I think I highlighted it. Oh, so we're looking at the defenses of Tracuja versus Google. It's from 2012. The plaintiff sued Google, alleging an internet search of his name using a search engine controlled by the defendant, Google, produced results afflicting him with a affiliating him with a high-profile criminal figures. The plaintiff's lawyer had written to the defendant requesting the material be removed, but the defendant failed to do so. This is so Google, right? So the question is, can an intermediary be liable for refusing to remove defamatory material? The defendant was found liable, so Google was found liable for publishing the defamatory material as it failed to stop the defamation from occurring once it had notice of the existence of the defamatory matter. So an intermediary may be liable for defamatory if it had failed. So I'm sure that this case is going to come up. So the justice at the time said, the question is whether, after relevant notice, the failure of an entity with the power to stop publication and which fails to stop publication after a reasonable time is capable of leading to an inference that that entity consents to publication. Such an inference is clearly capable of being drawn in the right circumstances, including the circumstance of this case. Further, if that inference is drawn, then the tier of fact is entitled, but not bound to, conclude that the relevant entity is a publisher. Google Inc.'s submission on this issue must be rejected for a number of reasons, the least of which is that it understates the way in which the person may be held liable for a publisher. So here's the thing. So they're saying that so they've essentially said Google could be liable. So this was a search engine. So I'm just trying to see what because it went through right up to the High Court of Australia. Went up to appeal. It went up to the High Court of this. Google has been found liable. Was found liable. So yeah, there you go. So it's not the first time that I haven't found out what their settlement has been, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, there you go. So that's on the Google search. So if you Googled your name and finds that something's defamatory and you ask Google to remove it and they don't, you can sue them for defamation, it would seem. Yeah, there you go.
Carl is right on the comment that he just written.
Yeah, it seems everyone has been too embarrassed or lied, hence they all either resigned or dropped before trial. Yes, I think so.
So yeah, KJ's been coming up with a lot of things. Their
so
drunken lives again.
Yeah, so I mean, if any of the people that are thinking about suing her, they should actually go right out, fill in one of those forms, ask YouTube to take it out, state it's defamatory, give the reasons why it's defamatory, ask them to take it down, then add them to the suit, and then see what happens. I mean, that's what happened in Australia. There was a case of Joe Hockey and Fairfax Media, where some hyperlinked materials when linked. FJ dropped a new video for this about the New South Wales Australia. Oh, really? I'll have to watch that. Yeah, I haven't watched it. My dedication, I came straight home from graduation, got out of my glad rags, put on my comfy stuff, and live streamed.
Up the live.
Just went live. Then I had a phone call, and then, wasn't a thing. This would have been over in 15. That's correct, Andrew Hansen. Music. Yes. If Look, parliamentary privilege has saved Bruz. It's no doubt about that. He will be forever known as Bruz. So, yeah. Now, I was looking at there was talk about damage, what they're going to do. There is, so there's probably going to be aggravated damage. So let me just tell you what damages there are. I'm just reading from my textbook here, okay? So I've actually read it a whole heap out. I actually have done a little bit of research. I'm wearing the shirt right now.
I'll put you on mute while you read it, okay, Joe?
Okay.
Right.
Okay. So there is talk about an injunction. So there could be an injunction against Google from about the actions. There is pain and suffering. Pain and suffering. Although, then we've got aggravated damages. So there's aggravated damages and compensatory damages. So he'll probably get there's nominal damages. So nominal damages are awarded where there's been proven of a violation of legal rights, but no physical, but without any suffering any harm or damage as a consequence. So maybe. There's vindictory damages, there is restitutional damages, aggravated damages is the one that I think, well, that's what they're talking about. They're talking about aggravated damages. And on the basis of the defendant's conduct, namely where the defendant has acted either in committing a tort, against a right. There is exemplary damages. There's lots. But there'll be pecuniary damages or economic loss damages. There'll be, because he's not been able to, pain and suffering. So, yeah. Still too hot. You're topless, are you, Cal? But it'll be interesting to see. They're talking, so a lot of it is about aggravated damages. Still very hot in Perth. Wow.
Is it punitive damages?
There could be punitive damages, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, look, as I said, it all comes down for me how much it's really Google's they're just trying to mitigate how much they're going to have to pay out. As I said, I'm really disappointed that they didn't take up the defense, but they have their reasons.
Joe, don't take this seriously. It's a joke. You can be my lawyer in future.
Oh, yeah. Well, look, I've got lots of people that want to that have already said that. I've already got a few. Everybody, since they say I'm studying law, they go, "Oh, I'm going to need you." So anyway,
would you have time for YouTube anymore?
Oh yeah, I always make time for YouTube. Although I think I will go mainly to a lot of law cases. So we talk about law cases, but because in Australia we just can't go and grab any cases that are, you just can't, grab cases like you can in the US. It's a bit hard. It was interesting because Google wanted to get some items from the court book suppressed because some of the questions or some of the stuff they've had to submit via subpoena can be viewed by the public if you go to the court, and they're concerned that some of their rivals might get some of the documents and use it against them, which is very interesting, which I thought was a very interesting point. But I have my lights on, no idea why, just in case I go live tonight. Oh yeah.
In my what I know of the knowledge is people can't just from overseas. Can you tell me if I'm right or wrong on this one, Joe? That they can't go to Freedom of Information and say, I want this document without having to say the reason why or how they know that person. Is that correct?
I don't know how it works overseas.
No, I mean here.
Oh, here you can go to a court to get documentation from a court. Here you actually have to fill in a form, and you actually have to state why. You actually have to fill out have they given you a talk about informal advice? Like we were told to always start with, just off the top of my head. Yeah, probably.
I'm
just going to say, I'm just a law student. No, you actually have to go fill in the form. It's actually really quite complex, and you actually have to state why you want it.
Yeah.
It's a lot harder to get information here from courts than it is, unless you're a party. If you're a party to proceedings, you can go and do the court file. But quite often, though, you actually have to go in person and get the court file, and you have to photocopy everything there.
Correct.
So it's not, as I said, it's a lot easy. It's a completely different.
Yeah. Because
I don't know what they did. I don't know what they did during COVID. They may have, but then I've also paid for. I've had stuff sent to me via email where I've had to pay per sheet. So, yeah, but it's very hard to get information if you're in the party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if it's something else, it's harder over here to get.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you got a lot to learn still through court. So
I've got heaps.
How long are you going to study for until the end? Then you got work experience.
Yeah, it's got 3 years law, and then 12 months practical, or whatever it's called, PLT, and then I have to apply. You actually have to apply to be admitted into the Supreme Court.
So yeah, it's going to be interesting. So
yes, and then I have to declare all my dirty laundry.
But you don't have much.
Maybe I might surprise you.
You do a lot good for this world. Let me say that.
He did. So, I mean, we have been told that even if it's very trivial, you're better off disclosing it than having to have a please explain, because you're less likely to get admitted if you have to do a please explain. And a lot of the cases I'm looking at in the ethics class are people that have not been truthful and have not been admitted, and then have gone to court. So it's all very interesting.
Yeah, you just have to be careful. It's better to say the truth and them expect, even if they don't need it, then what they're not saying it at all, and maybe you can get into trouble for it.
As it was put to us, we've all got stuff in that. We've all done silly stuff in our past.
Is that mean a speeding ticket too?
Yes, that's what we were told. We've all done silly stuff in our past, and that's the past is not. I mean, unless it was like last year, if it's from the distant past, it's not likely to be held against you. But they want to see that you are honourable and honest and all of that sort of stuff. So by stating that, you do have a few little things that you did wrong years ago, then they said it's better to declare it. So.
Make sure it gets suppressed and the file's kept closed.
I don't know where it goes, but it's
but that's funny. I thought I'd just chuck it in there.
Oh no, that's right.
I'm
pretty open and honest about all the stuff I've done.
Yeah, so
maybe one day I'll open up my closet and I'll tell you all the secrets, eh? That'd be funny.
Actually, it will maybe be a year's worth of talking about, or maybe even more. And you'll maybe laugh about. We'll maybe have a big laugh about it. Maybe one day I'll come
I
out
think
with my...
I think a couple of things would actually shock a few of you. Actually,
Come on, share one of them now. I'm interested now.
No. One. In fact, one I actually went to court and had to actually fight. So there you go.
Did you do it by yourself?
No, I had to actually engage a lawyer to get done, and by the time it got through the court system, it was too late. The time had run out.
Did you end up winning in the end?
Hey?
Did you end up winning?
No, because time had expired.
Okay. Did you appeal it?
Hey? Of course. But I ran out of money. So
okay.
But it's always, apparently it's something that, it's something that I will have to do. I can't even remember. I couldn't even tell you what year it happened, anything. It's there. It was all untrue, but it's something I had to deal with. But yeah, so yeah, that one's a pretty fascinating story. Oh, I might also tell you, I had a pedicure. Like I've got my hands done, and I had a pedicure today, and my toes are bright red. And so for those of you that know that I did the foot modeling in the horror story, in the horror miniseries, and you saw the photos of my feet, as horrible they are, they're very, very beautiful today. More subscribers equals more money, Andrew. Andrew, I have got the opposite thing, is that every time I log on to my YouTube, I've lost the whole heap. So I don't know what's happening. People don't like me, but that's all right. It's okay. That is sort of part of it. More money. It actually comes down to views, and a bit of it, or a bit of all of that. So we talked about that. We talked about Brian Houston. We talked about Ash Barty, Brian Houston. We've talked about Barilaro. We've had a little bit of a chat about KJ. So anything else that we need to talk about?
This is what I was going to say to you. This is why I hopped up on panel.
Yeah.
In the opinion of what I've seen on the streets, they think that the Duggars are involved. One of the Duggars.
The 7M.
Yes.
Well, she. Bo, I think YouTube are unsubscribing people. Thing is, she has to try and find a link to the Duggars so that she can keep all her YouTube people.
Yeah, but apparently, it's maybe Amy Duggars or Amy's Duggars' mum that is suing her the defamation suit. It's in my opinion of what I seen online.
Right. Well, that wouldn't surprise me. So in Australia, we don't do cease and desist. We do show cause notices, I believe. So people are saying that they've been sent that she's been sent some cease and desist. So who knows? We just have to wait and see. I did do a search. I can't get into, because I don't have an American credit card. I can't actually get into Paste, and I'm waiting for them to approve it so I can at least go through it. But I've had a look through. So University has some links for American cases, and I can't find anything recent involving KJ. So
I thought you can do that through BPay.
No, it won't let you do it. No, I've tried. I've emailed them and I've contacted them. I've tried PayPal and all of that sort of stuff. No.
Because TC, you know what that stands for.
Hang on. Yes. Hang on. My kids are home. They've just come home. Hang on. Right, I'm going to have to go, but I'll catch you all later. And, I'll see you again soon.
Thanks, Joe. Bye.
Bye for now.